Hi, this is Dr. Martina, your sexuality expert. How do I love my sexuality? Well, you call me. That would be your first step, to make a contact with an expert so you can start that process. You're already at the computer, just send in an email to martina@drfausch.com with the subject line of needing help with loving my sexuality, and the first and probably the most difficult step you will have taken at that moment. The second step is for you to acknowledge that loving your sexuality needs to be and can be learned. It just doesn't happen automatically. I know all of us, or most of us, think that someday some switch will be turned on and everything will be exactly how you imagined and hoped for. It just doesn't happen that way because it hasn't been supported. We've missed the opportunity and still missing the opportunity of teaching people as they grow up about the positivity and the beauty of our human sexuality. We have plenty of platforms to do that, like the following. Like parenting. As young children, our sexuality is budding, it's ready to be developed, and it's ready to be explored, and even sometimes just subconsciously we're listening to what our parents do and say about sex. I see it in my practice all the time when I get the feedback from my clients about what was said in their household about sex, and most of the time it is not positive. We can't blame our parents for this because they have not gotten the sex education they needed, or your grandparents didn't get it either and didn't pass it on, and our great-great-parents didn't either. So it is definitely a cycle that needs to be broken, and it can be broken, but we're definitely missing we're missing this platform about educating our children at home about healthy sexuality. School system. Most countries, there are a few, like Sweden has an excellent sexuality education throughout their school system, but most countries use the school system and human sexuality courses just to teach about sexually transmitted diseases and unwanted pregnancies, because that's part of the curriculum, and that's what they're being told needs to be done. Any teacher that wants to go outside of that box and maybe talk about pleasure and sex, sex with having sex with the same gender, any of that is just not acceptable. So sex education in our system is not there. It actually just, yet again, it puts a negativity on it by only talking about the diseases and the unwanted pregnancies. So children in our educational system really don't have a chance to learn how to love their sexuality. Religion. If religion would decide to stay out of our bedrooms and let us decide what kind of sexual behavior we want to experience, we would have a much better chance to really learn how to love our sexuality. But they don't. They're actually doing more damage, I have learned in my practice, almost more damage than the parental sex negative education that most of us are getting. Religion has a much stronger hold on that. So if religion would actually not only decide to leave us alone about our sexuality, but actually would promote healthy sexuality, even outside of a marriage, outside of a marriage contract, outside of the regular heterosexual behavior, it would do wonders. I can imagine how many more people would really embark on the journey of learning how to love their sexuality. Sexually satisfying experiences. Those are great. Even if they only come very sparsely, if they don't come that often, It is definitely something that once you've tasted it, you know that it is possible to feel good when you're having sex, before, during, and after. And those are wonderful experiences, and it is a wonderful opportunity for us to build on that. But the one thing we need to understand is we can't just sit around and hope that one magical evening or morning or afternoon will just automatically happen again. What we have to do is once we know it's possible, that sex is a wonderful thing, once we actually experience that, we need to just jump on the bandwagon of sex positivity and learn anything we can so we can repeat that. So learn about our arousal so we can actually manage it ourselves and create wonderful sexual experiences again. But like I said, just one in your lifetime is not going to help you to love your sexuality. As you can imagine, that most of us did not get any support in learning how to love our sexuality. So we all need help, and the help is there. The one thing it just requires for you to accept is that it is a learning process, and the third step for you to take on your journey to loving your sexuality would be acknowledging the learning process and committing to it. Commit to your sexuality, make that contact, make that first step, and help is there for you. I really hope to hear from you.